Hey, I'm Shantae and you're locked into Itch FM. Today I am joined by West London's Apex Zero.
Yo, Apex Zero, first and last, POZ, yo, chaotic revolt. We live a chaotic revolt. Robbery, murder and assault. We rebel as individuals, waiting on a miracle. Freedom as reality is a dream that won't come till we organise and unified as one. We live in chains inside the shadow valley. Modern arrows carry messages of death as molten lead. Torture minds are blasted out of swollen heads. Life is war, foes and feds. Trained to never know our friends. Kill our coalition with shanks and belts. Hogging crepes that shot to margin.
Welcome, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for having me.
No problem, we love having new people. So, Reality Provoking Liberation, that's the debut album. The name in itself sounds quite deep. What are you expressing on this album?
Well, that's a big question. It's a long title and that's a big question. You know what I mean? Boy, my thought pattern on the album, or in the title of the album, is that for us to have any kind of freedom from the role that we're in, the situation that we're in now as a people, as oppressed people, in the UK specifically, but globally as well, is that we need to use the skills that we've developed through our lives, through the reality of our lives, in order to take our freedom for ourselves. So use our reality to provoke our liberation. So I can murder Satan. Let's raise hell so we can murder Satan. We direct this anger that we're aiming, chaotic revolt. Robbery, murder and assault. We rebel as individuals, waiting on a miracle. Freedom as reality is a dream that won't come till we organise and unified as one. Chaotic revolt. Robbery, murder and assault. We rebel as individuals, waiting on a miracle. Freedom as reality is a dream that won't come till we organise and unified as one.
The album dropped in October.
Yeah, October 28th.
Yeah, and since then it's had a lot of good reviews and also nominations for awards.
Yeah.
So that must be massive in itself.
Yeah, it was a big, you put your work out there and you want it to do well, and you hope it does well, and you work for it to do well. But when these things happen and you get these, some of the reviews have been incredible, comparing man to, people like Dead Prez and Mortar Technique and Killer Priest. Them ones, things you don't really see coming. Do you know what I mean? And it's like when you get that kind of appreciation, it's a bit of it's like vindication. It's like, yeah, this is okay. I thought this was good. My people thought it was good, but now it's there's other people out in the world who appreciate it.
Agreeing with that.
Yeah, and it's nice. You know what I mean? It feels good.
On a multi-life sentence, we're trained to crave money. This lust is deep inside us rooted. That's why traders, TV and phones get robbed and looted. But the message being spread is bigger than cash. Cause in our riots, state buildings and big stations get attacked.
Does that ever create a barrier for you in terms of where your music's played or who hears it or how it's put out? How does that work for you?
I think it has done. Well, I mean, that's one of those things that's quite hard to judge because I don't know what would happen. I've been spitting, at least, not exactly the same thing, you know what I mean, but with that, let's say, with those sort of black history and politics and these sort of things run throughout sort of all the music I've ever made, you know what I mean? And so it's like, it's difficult for me to say what would have happened if I've been rapping about certain other things or put them things more in the forefront of what I do.
Yeah.
Because especially, I know a lot of really talented MCs in London who aren't talking about those things, and they're not getting they're not getting out to certain audiences. Do you know what I mean? So I can't say for sure whether that's had that much of an effect. But you look at the history of how these things do. A lot of things get held back for those reasons, and I can't say whether this is an example of that for sure, or whether it's just a case of the climate that I came out in, the time I came out in, the whole sort of digital revolution, if you want to call it that, and how things have changed. Might not necessarily suit my style. I don't know, but in terms of mainstream things, I know there's been examples when I know it definitely has been held back for those reasons. I don't want to name no names, them ones, you know who you are. I did I didn't want to describe. I did a performance sometime for TV, and they just locked off half of my verse and only put out that I started talking about the roads, and then I talked about why we live how we live on the roads, and the second half just wasn't there.
Ignored.
Yeah.
Wow.
So maybe that speaks for itself.
And you started out in the UK garage scene.
That's what the press release said, but
is this not true?
No, it's true. It's true. Like, we did, but I wouldn't say we were on the scene.
Okay, were you kind of like?
Yeah, I was doing garage. How you do rap?
Oh, I can relate to that. So that makes sense. I understand this a bit more now. So dabbling, should we say?
Yeah. No, it was more than dabbling. It was like, that's how we started up. I was into hip hop before I was into garage. You know what I mean? As a youth. But it was like at the time, it was like, this is the UK thing. You need to be repping UK, especially when you're young. You get taken in by these sort of things, them ones. And it was like, okay, if we're gonna be repping, we gotta rep properly, do the garage thing. But then it's like, we were doing sets, we did a couple little shows. I say we weren't on the scene, them ones. And it was just like, after a while, there's only so long for me I could talk about the certain things I wanted to be talking about
on garage.
At that tempo, for things that are purely based at making people dance. That's what garage was. People tried to take it in a different direction. That's how Graham come about and all the other things, but it weren't for me. For me, what I had a stronger connection was hip hop.
Obviously, other people are going to want to see things like video footage, your music videos, know more about you when you are touring and going across countries and whatnot. People are going to want to know. So how can they locate you, keep up to date with you, social networks, that kind of vibe? What can people get at you on?
The best thing is the website. It's www.firstandlastpride.co.uk, all spelled out, and all the other social media stuff, where to buy the album, how to buy the album, Facebook, Twitter, all them things are on the website still. So go to the website, you can find out.
Fantastic. Wow, his music's definitely not for the faint-hearted, so if you think you've got what it takes, check him out.